FastCast movies. There are some films out there that so perfectly capture a moment in time that when you watch them, they sort of instantly transport you back there. And one such movie I just watched. And that movie is Singles. This movie captures the grunge/singles scene in Seattle in the 90s perfectly. Not that I was there, watching this movie, I felt like I was. It pops up on the various streaming services here and there because it's an old movie at this point. It's like a 25-year-old movie. Bridget Fonda, Campbell Scott, Kira Sedgwick, Matt Dillon, a couple of other people. More importantly, though, it also has the members of Pearl Jam, live performances by Alice in Chains, Soundgarden, and it's a fun little self-contained story about dating in the 90s. Being in high school at the time, I don't know that I necessarily understood a lot of what this movie was trying to do or how and or why it was important. But the thrust of the mainline story, because there's a bunch of secondary stories, but the mainline story is this guy who's trying to get a super train built in Seattle to get people to get out of their cars. And he starts dating Kira Sedgwick, who is like an environmentalist. They get pregnant on one of their first go-rounds. It's them sort of navigating this idea of like, well, wait, should we get married? What do we do? And then they get in a car accident, and she loses the baby, and it's like, are we okay? Are we not okay? We stay together? Were we only staying together for the baby? Et cetera, et cetera. That's the mainline story. At least, in my opinion, that's the mainline story. The other stories are Bridget Fonda dating Matt Dillon, who's like the singer for this band, Citizen Dick. Touch me, I'm Dick! His drummer is Eddie Vedder. And it's, the question of like, should she try to change herself to be what he wants in a woman with big boobs and stuff like that? And then there's the other sort of like vapid, super like fashion 90s woman who's single, trying to find someone. And the movie's sort of a play on words, because like they're all single, but they live in these apartments that are singles. And I also think that they're probably also talking about the music idea of like where you release a single. I love this movie. I've watched it a bunch of times since it's existed and back in the 90s. I've watched it whenever it popped up on like HBO or something like that. I think I might have actually downloaded it illegally. But it's just fun, and I think the fact that it tells a heartfelt story about these people and their connection, but then is peppered with all of this really great music. I mean, like watching Soundgarden perform Birth Ritual live for 30 seconds in this movie is awesome. You don't actually see Pearl Jam perform because the whole thing is that Eddie Vedder is the drummer, but they use a couple Pearl Jam songs. I mean, this is one of those things where like the soundtrack of this movie was almost better known than the movie itself. So anyway, that's Singles. If you're my age, meaning you were cognizant, at least, of the grunge sound when it became a thing, it's a fun movie. If you're younger, it might be worth watching to get a snapshot of a moment in history. I mean, this was really before cell phones, before the internet. It was definitely a moment in time captured in film. So that's Singles. I highly recommend it. I give it like a B+ to an A. FastCast movie. See ya! Hey, thanks for watching the FastCast. If you like what I do here, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You can also follow me on Twitter at Mr. J Handle. And remember to check back, because I do this a couple times a week. Thanks a lot, everybody. FastCast!